Here we are once again in the Conservatory of Glee for another beer type related video. I thought it was about time we did another one because we've not done one for a while. So I had a choice of kits to make up today. I've got three lying around that I wanted to try. There's the Cooper's Brew IPA, which is the one I was gonna do. It's that one. There is a Wilco's IPA. I was going to do that one as well, but I found this one. I forgot I had it. It's been lying around for longer than the other two. President Sierra American Pale Ale. Just got Citra in, and I'll just show you. There's only 50 grams of Citra, but that's fine. Don't matter. We'll do a lighter beer this time around, because that's the way we roll. Here's our priming sugar. 350 ml of priming sugar there. Yeah, nice and easy. We'll just basically dissolve this in a little bit of water on the stove, stick it into our secondary bucket where we're going to do the bottling, pour the beer over the top of it, bottle away, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. 20 grams of beer yeast, US West Coast beer yeast, so that's good, plenty of yeast there. I might rehydrate it just to make sure it goes off like a rocket, but there is 20 grams, so it might be alright. As I said, it's Citra hops we're using. There's 50 grams of that. What else have we got here? We've got 650 grams of brewing sugar, just to bump up the old ABV. Nice and easy. And of course, we've got the extract. We've got two of these. No point in me showing you both, but I will. They're both 1.5 kgs, so 3 kilos of that. So it's got to be nice and easy, this one. I imagine it's just a dry hop. I've not read the instructions yet. But we'll see. We'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. We can only break it, can't we? No, it's easy. Dead easy. We've done enough of these to know what we're doing, and we can do it in our sleep. And hopefully we'll get a decent, light kind of beer at the end of it. I've done lots of hoppy beers recently. I want to do something just a little bit lighter that isn't going to, you know, it's got to be a drinkable, sessionable beer during the summer, and isn't going to blow me socks off with hops, just because we like to mix things up a little bit. I have got some caramel over here. I was going to throw some of that in, but I think I'll keep it nice and easy this time around, and maybe chuck in the caramel on the next beer that we do. So we're going to keep it simple, fellas, nice and easy. Going to sanitize our equipment, the first thing we do, and then we'll go from there. So let's get on with that. Bit of a change of plan, fellas. I just wanted to show you, well, it's not really a change of plan. I just wanted to show you these Milton tablets, and I've spoken about these briefly in previous videos. Now obviously when you do a beer, a kit or whatever, you're going to need to sanitize your equipment, make sure it's nice and clean, because you don't want any germs in your beer, because it's going to get infected and it's going to taste horrible. So the Milton sterilising tablets, I use these because they're nice and easy. I make sure there are no little kiddies around, because it's easy to get these mixed up. If you're like my wife and you use you know, the Panadol tablets that dissolve in water, come in almost exactly the same wrapping. However, these come in fours. So what you do is you use one of these tablets for every gallon. So we've got 5 gallons in a 23 litre batch, so we need 5 tablets of these. So all we do is we fill the bucket up with water and we chuck in 5 tablets, and then we leave it for 15 minutes, and that's it. Nice and easy. So I just wanted to show you them. You can get them from any supermarket really. You can also get the liquid version. However, you be careful with the liquid version, because it goes everywhere, and you know, because it's some sort of bleach and there's acid in there or whatever, it's going to ruin your clothes. So you need to be careful, which is why I like to use these, because I get a bit messy at times. Alright, so here we are then, about 15 minutes later. You're probably wondering how we're going to get all the water out of there. Now, I'm a big man, but I couldn't pick that up. That's too heavy. Well, I could pick it up, but I probably couldn't tip all the water out. So we've got this siphon. It's a good way to clean your siphon as well, actually. And we're just going to siphon the water all the way back into here, which is what I used to fill the bucket up in the first place. Chuck that in the sink, and then we'll wash this bucket out with water just to make sure we get rid of all the dregs on the side if there's any bits and pieces left behind, and then we'll go from there. So, a couple of things. One, this lid has been sanitised. Okay, I sprayed the inside with Star San. Of course, what you could do is you could stick false lid into the bucket, but I'd rather not do that. This is quite a solid lid, and it'll probably bend it if I did that. So I've just sprayed the top with Star San. This is my blowout tube, the infamous blowout tube, but you can see it's had good use. However, it's completely sanitised, it's fine, it's not a problem. So now that bucket is empty, here in the sink, I've got my sachets in warm water, hot water really. Oh, yes, no, it's warmish. That's just going to loosen up the extract so that we can pour it into our bucket. So we'll leave that in there for about 10 minutes. So as you can see, we've got our funky malt extract here. Now, the instructions say that this is IPA malt extract, so this may be pre-hopped to give it a little bit more flavour. Hopefully it is, because otherwise it's going to be a pretty, I wouldn't say bland, but you know, a normal bog standard beer. So we'll chuck that in. I won't film it, it's a little bit boring, and I'll just show you the bucket with the bits in. Here we are then. The malt's in the bucket, and as you can see I've got as much out of there as I can really, before I got fed up with doing it. We also need to chuck in the sugar, so let's chuck that in there. There we go. Make sure all that goes in. Nice and easy this. Honestly, if I can do it, you can do it too, because I'm an idiot. Ask anyone, they'll tell you. Right, can't really get much more out of there, none left. Now, if you look at the bucket here, you can see it's just over 5 litres in there. What we need to do is we need to top it up to about 10 litres with warm water and then give it a stir, so let's do that. So I've topped it up to 10 litres with warm water, not boiling hot water, just warm water. And the main thing to do really is to get that extract nice and liquidy. Just melt it basically into the warm water, and the sugar of course that we threw in earlier. And then once we've done a little bit of a stir on this, we'll top it up with cold water, and away we go. And there's our beer. As you can see, it's got a nice head on it. I've given it a lovely stir, and according to the thermometer on the side there, it's between 22 and 24, which is exactly where I need it to be to chuck the yeast on. So let's do that next. Now, in the interest of keeping it simple, fellas, just going to chuck the yeast on the top like this. Not going to rehydrate it this time around, just going to chuck the yeast on, let it do its thing. Because there's 20 grams of this yeast, there's bloody loads of it, so should be enough on there to brew. And just to make sure, I'm going to give it a lovely stir, just to get some air in there. The yeast likes lots of air in the beer. Now, someone had a go at me a while ago because I was singing a song called "The Yeasties Love the CO2", but I don't care. This is the way I do it. If you just want to sprinkle your yeast on the top, you can do that. It will still go off, but I like to do it this way. And then we put the lid on and we come back in 5 days. There we are then. 50 grams of citra hops I've put into this Pyrex jug. I broke it up a little bit with a knife. So we just pour in about 500 litres, sorry, 500 ml rather. 500 litres is going to be quite a lot, isn't it? Pour that in there. And what I'll do is we'll just break up the hops a little bit by doing this. And then what we'll do is we'll transfer the hoppage off the top into the bucket. Yeah, nice and easy. Here we are then, the lid's off. So what we want to do is transfer just the hops, leaving as much as the water behind as we can, into the fermenting bucket. And we'll just keep doing that until we've got the bulks of the hops off. You get the drift. Yeah, it's nice and easy, and that's pretty much it. Hello, close up. How you doing? We are at the end of this video and at the end of the brewing, because here in my hand I've got the end product. Now, as you can see, it's decent enough. It's nearly clear, nearly clean. It's pretty clear, to be honest. It's not got a massive head on it, but then I have, so it makes up for it, doesn't it, really? And of course, what you could do is you could do this. It doesn't mean that you get a bigger head on it, it just releases some of the flavours. You get a little bit of a head on it. Now, I'm getting a caramel hit. That's mostly from the malt. But that's fine. But what that tells me is, A, this is a kit, a liquid malt extract kit, and you get that from the liquid malt extract kits. You do get a sort of a caramel flavour that you don't usually get when you do dry malt extract. It's an odd thing, and it's very difficult for me to explain it, but it's something I have spotted when I do liquid malt extract recipes. And if I do dry malt extract recipes, I don't tend to get the same flavour. However, there are some hops in there. Not overly hoppy though on the smell. Let's dive in for a little bit of a sippage. Initially a little bit bitter, and then there's some sweetness, and then there's the hops. Simcoe, a little bit of citra, not overly citra-y, but decent enough beer. If they served me this in a pub, I'd be happy with it, I reckon. It's not the best beer I've brewed, in all honesty. That still goes out to the Ghost Ship clone, the Mostly Ghostly. That's the favourite of mine. And oddly enough, I use dry malt extract with that, so maybe that speaks volumes. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent enough beer. It's an easily quaffable beer. You can probably get through quite a few of these without worrying too much. Nice and easy to drink. However, I expect over a short period of time you would start to lose some of the flavours, because it's not massive in flavour, but it's just enough. So I would want to get rid of this within, say, 3 months. Probably wouldn't want to leave it longer than that, because I suspect what will happen is you'll lose some of the hop profile, and you'll get more of a sort of a caramelly beer. Not much hoppage going on, but decent enough, clear, nice enough. Would I try it again? Probably not. I'll try another one. In fact, I've got a couple over there that are on the side that I'm going to be trying next, and I'll talk about that in another video. But for now, it's been a while, as usual, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!